Alright, so here's another update. I figure I'll do an update before I do a big trim on Sunday. So it is Friday today, and most plants are doing well. What I'm thinking is, since switching over to RO, I think there's been some kind of I think a lot of plants are starting to have to adapt to it. Some of the plants that are doing really well before, or at least what I thought was well, are going through some changes. The sunset back here, the twisting stopped. It came back a little bit on some of them, but if you notice that guy right there, it's growing small and thin. Now I did that isn't a trim. I trimmed that off a plant back there, and there's a couple other ones that are doing the same thing. The one up top there is improving. I don't know if that's just adapting to the RO water. Breveeps, or however you pronounce that, are doing well. They're getting a little red coloration as they're getting closer to the top of the tank. I'll give you a little full view. It's a big plant mass in there, so it is time to trim, I think. So I think I'm gonna be sending a bunch of stuff out on Monday. Renicky, some of the new growth looks good. A lot of the other stuff, of course, looks horrible. So we'll see how that goes, but I still have faith. I I can get it going. The indica or bonsai, whatever you call it, that looks great. Just grows very slow, and I think that stuff is pretty much immune to algae for whatever reason. Even though it's a slow grower, maybe just because it's so low, but so is the Renicky. This stuff really doesn't get much algae on it. Kimberly's doing great. Colors coming in. Let me see. I don't know if I can turn the light down on this camera, but let's see. The light kind of blinds it out on the camera. The colors are going in great, but for whatever reason, that's actually shedding a little bit. If that makes sense. Some of the leaves, it's the lower leaves, and maybe that's from the getting used to the RO water also. So we'll see how that goes in the next few weeks. I kind of, I just jumped right into the RO. Water change after water change. Now only 50%, but I guess there's a break-in period for the plants. This, I keep saying I'm going to trim. I keep saying I'm going to hack it down, and I haven't yet. But this weekend I am. I'm going to take all some of the long tops off, and I'll use it in the replant. But I'm going to hack it probably, I don't know, until about here, so I can start pushing it. I've been saying that for weeks, but I've just been really not looking forward to it. Still not sure what I want to do with the butterfly, but it looks good. I know I like it, just not sure where I want it to go. Same with a lot of plants. The Reuben is growing. I've seen it, and even there, the reds really aren't showing up in the camera, but you can see the floating pieces of leaves from the Kimberly, and see it all in the power head there. So I'm hoping that's just a break-in period, because otherwise, it's looking good. The new growth's looking good, at least I think. Let's see if I can focus in here. There we go. I'm hoping it's just a break-in period. That guy, sometimes some of the new growth comes in, looks great, and then it starts getting holes, and I really don't know what the issue is with that. Everybody else is saying that it grows like a weed, but not for me. So maybe it is my substrate. Maybe it is the Ego Complete. Figure it's, I don't know, 9 years old. Nah, 9 years old. Probably 5 years old. The Ego Complete. So I don't know what the issue is, but I'll keep playing with the fertilizers. I'm doing the full EI for macros and micros. So I really don't know if there's a deficiency, or if it's they're getting burned, if it's a micro issue. I don't know. But I have time. I have no problem playing around with it and having fun. But I'll show you the other tank. Let's see, the 20 gallon, which is nothing really to show. I just did a water change, so the water's a little cloudy and foggy. I just threw plants in here, really. And it's funny that there's some rotting plants on that Reneki, but that's actually looking better than the stuff in my other tank. This tank's just a mess. I'm really just taking trimming and throwing them in there and just cycling it. So I guess the last thing I'll show you for now until Sunday after the trim is the brine shrimp tank that I was showing you before. And I was saying how I wasn't sure if they were going to breed in there. And let me see if I can focus. They are breeding. I take maybe a big net full out once a week, and I did it today. That's why it's a little murky. I'm leaving the algae grow on the bottom. For everything I've read, the algae actually, obviously keeps the water clean, but they feed off of it. And I mean, look at all the tiny ones. I mean, I haven't put eggs in there in, I don't know, months. So there are little babies in there, a ton of them. Every day I see them. I see smaller ones and smaller ones. So I know I guess they must be breeding. I watch them breed, but I just didn't know if it was going to be successful. Another thing I've been doing is it's been like a perpetual algae dosing. So the humidity and condensation or whatever gathers up on the top here, and I just tilt the lid and let it drip down, or I just let it drip by itself. So I really don't have to feed them much. I feed them once a week, and I feed them once a week when I net some out and feed them to the fish. And I feed them with spirulina powder. But otherwise, I really don't have to feed them, and I think it's because of that algae that builds up on the top here and then drips in. And when you watch it drip into the water, it's a green mist, like just a green mess that drops down, and they freaking love it. They love the spirulina also. When I just sprinkle them on top, they're like fish. They come to the top and feed off it from the top of the water. But so I'll keep this going. I mean, hope it doesn't crash. I think as long as I keep netting the fish out, or netting the shrimp out before the population gets too big, this should be okay. But I mean, you can see there are a ton in there. I should have taken this video before I netted the bunch. And the water was clear and there was a lot more, but I mean, you get the idea. So I'll keep this going as long as it keep producing and it doesn't crash. I'll keep it going. Again, it's not enough to feed the fish constantly, but it's nice for a little treat. So again, there is the tank now. It's loaded with plants. Most of them doing okay, just a few not doing too well. So out with Monte Carlo, as you can see, it's coming in really thick, and again I've been saying I'm going to trim that, and I haven't, but I will this weekend. So now that our house guest is gone, and it's just my wife Cletus and I, so I'll have some more time. So alright guys, let me know what you think. Alright, thanks, bye.